What's good, YouTube? It's your boy JusticeXFalls. We're back at it again with another video. Today we're looking at Exodus, the science behind the action developer interview. So this game was revealed at the Game Awards the other night on December 7th. That was Saturday. And this game looked really interesting. It had Matthew McConaughey in it. He's voicing one of the characters. And here we're gonna get a little deeper look inside of the game with this developer interview from IGN. So without further ado, let's get to the video.
Exodus was one of the big reveals of the Game Awards 2023. The first project from Archetype Entertainment.
Oh, they added me right off top. They added. That's tough. That's tough. Come on, come on.
Exodus is an ambitious sci-fi action RPG, and it's about time. Here to tell us more are James Olin, Executive Creative Director at Archetype, and Chad
He
Robertson,
looked tired.
Executive Producer. So,
Nah, my man's on the left. Hold on.
Exodus, very exciting. Not that
My man on the left looked tired. Being a game developer is not easy, bro. This man looked tired, bro.
we get a big new AAA sci-fi RPG, much less.
It looked like he just geeked up on coffee, straight coffee, caffeine, or Adderall, whatever he take. He geeked on that shit right now, but he looked tired.
BioWare developers. We saw the presentation earlier, but sort of give us the gist. What is Exodus?
It's a role-playing game. It's science fiction. It's a brand new IP. It's a passion project, and it basically is a chance for us to build the kind of game we've always wanted to build, or built using things that we love from the past and also bringing it up to date in the future. And its main focus, as you probably saw from the announcement, is the fact that we combine time dilation with choice. And time dilation, for those who don't know it, is it's from Einstein's special theory of relativity. And
okay, I didn't know that.
Can't go faster than the speed of light, communication, or anything. And it's a real thing, because our cell phones wouldn't even work if we didn't have the satellites orbiting, doing tiny little adjustments to time dilation. But if you get to 99.999% the speed of light, suddenly you can have a day for you, like doing the journey, be 10 years, a decade for the people back at home. And that allows us to do all kinds of storytelling, obviously, because you can have the traveler, who you are, journeying to other star systems and then coming back and seeing the impact of his or her decisions over a decade or a century.
Now they say that the reason why this is not possible in real life, I don't know much about the relativity theory, but I do know that, like, when you travel, if the human body, if we were to travel at light speed, we'd just like rip apart. It'd just be too fast for our bodies to handle. So when spaceships go into hyperdrive and they just zoom off like that, that could never happen, because like the ship and everything in it would just disintegrate. That's way too fast.
And you can do all kinds of
now Starfield, like if you look at Starfield, their fake science was grav drives that allow you to travel at hyper speeds and still survive and shit. But there's no such technology as a grav drive in real life. So we don't have any way to safely travel. We don't even have nothing to, I don't think we have enough. No, we got like particle accelerators and all of that shit, but we don't have nothing to safely travel a human body and a machine at light speed and then come out on the other side of that and be fine. Because I think if you travel light years away, we wouldn't, once we get out to where we're at, once we're light speed out to where we're at, we have no capabilities out there. There'll be nothing out there for us that's of our technology to get us back over there. Well, I'm ranting. Let me just go back to the video. I just like science and space and shit like that and science fiction.
I've probably talked too much, so maybe I should let you ask another question.
But it's very interesting. So the premise is that humankind has had to leave Earth, right? And they're going to a different part of the galaxy where it's very hostile, and now they're sort of like low on the food chain now. Is that right? Is that accurate?
Yep. They're low on the food chain because the Celestials, they're not aliens in the way that you think of aliens. We'll talk about that at a different time, but essentially they have a connection to Earth in a way that is actually not a secret, so it'll come out at the beginning of the game. The Celestials have a huge technological advantage over all humans, and so when humans arrive in what we call the Centauri cluster, they are at a huge disadvantage, and the only people who can help them overcome this are a certain elite group called the Travelers, who are essentially people that go out and find ancient remnants, which are technologies. And if you look at the trailer we just watched, that starship they found, they found a starship, and that starship had a drive that allowed them to use the gate, which allowed them to explore and find more technologies and bring them back. And that's kind of the key of a traveler. They find these technologies, bring them back to their home world, and they figure out how to use them to improve civilization. And they have to choose how it's going to be used. And then they go on another journey, and they come back and see what's happened. Now, this being a game that is heavily indexed into story, this is all about the story choices you're making, and there'll be lots of debates with your companions about what you're going to do with one of these pieces of ancient technology. And I should let you ask another question.
So the traveler that we play as, is it a bespoke character like the characters that we saw in the trailer, or are we going to be creating our own characters?
You'll be creating your own.
Okay.
Definitely.
Okay,
We
cool.
really value player
That's what I wanted to
agency
know.
and view that as customization, and all the things that come with that is super critical to making the player feel engaged with an RPG part of the game. We're excited about that.
Do you have an example of how the time dilation will affect the relationships you have with other characters?
Oh,
You go off on a
don't
mission.
spoil anything.
not
man.
gonna
Don't spoil anything here, man.
I've got that's the thing is,
Yeah.
I have because I nearly accidentally gave away an actual thing. But I'll give you just and something that doesn't happen in the story. But for example, you might be going on a mission and you might have 2 teenage daughters, and you want to make sure that one of your daughters stays behind because you're a successful traveler. You have a dynasty going that's very important to the success of your world of humans. So one has to stay there, and one comes with you, and you go off on a 5-year journey, but something goes wrong, and you have to go through another gate, and it's actually a 40-year journey.
Oof.
And so when you get back, your other daughter is now a grandmother, and
Oh my gosh.
there's all the drama that comes. There's the sisters have to come to terms with what's happened, and
Sheesh.
there's a lot of stuff that can happen there. And that's just the most basic, common example. We can do some crazy stuff when it comes to storytelling, which we do, and it's just really great at creating drama that people haven't seen before.
Yeah.
I can't wait to get immersed into this story. This is going to be a cool game.
One of the ways we really kind of talk to the team about it is some of our favorite games, those ones where you literally are playing and you got the control in your hands and you've got this anxiety-ridden decision in front of you where you've literally put the controller down and are just like, what do I do here? Do I go left? Do I go right? Because the ramifications of that decision are going to be meaningful to the rest of your play experience. And with time dilation, it's just this huge exclamation point for us where we can drive that home, where the player's going to realize the ramifications of this decision aren't going to be just tomorrow or the next day. It could be 10 years, it could be 20 years, it could be 40 years, and even beyond. And that kind of impact we think is pretty unique and pretty powerful. So we're super excited to see how our players respond to that. Super excited.
And in terms of moment-to-moment gameplay, you go off on a mission, you're exploring planets. Looks like there's some third-person, over-the-shoulder shooting in there. What's the sort of just the gameplay loop, basically?
Each time you go on a mission, you're searching for the technology. We call them remnants, and so those remnants can be in dangerous locations, as you saw there. That's what you saw. The robots there we call ghosts, and they're just ancient, constructs from civilizations that are long dead, and you might have to fight them. But that's just one example of something that you might come across that isn't very friendly when you're trying to find the remnants. But it's a combination of exploration, combat. You're trying to find things that are going to progress your character and make your character more powerful and have more options in combat. So it's the kind of game that we love to make.
This is the first project from Archetype. You're part of Wizards of the Coast.
Yes.
Was it a hard decision to go science fiction and not D&D, or was that just something you wanted to do from the start?
No, it was not a hard decision at all. I had no desire to do a Dungeons and Dragons because I've done 3 Dungeons and Dragons games.
Oh, he's saying he been there, done that. He liked that.
And I was retired from the industry and kind of burnt out, and but then they gave me the opportunity to create a brand new IP, give me a whole bunch of money, and I was like, all right, fine.
There you go.
And I was like, I want to hire the people I want to hire, and I want to make the kind of game. For example, it's a single player game.
It's an ask.
Not because we hate multiplayer, but because we understand that the game is going to be difficult enough to build in the future. Maybe if we're successful and we have a sequel, we could have that. But for now, we're focusing on that. But that's an example of something that Wizards of the Coast was fun. Yep, you get to decide that as well. So it was a great, and they don't interfere They're great partners, and it's been a different relationship with a publisher than any that I've ever been in.
In a good way, I assume.
Yeah,
In a good way.
back.
I'm sure Ray and Greg would be jealous of how little drama I have to deal with, because they anyways, yeah.
Well, you just announced Exodus. A release window is not announced, but you have announced platforms. It's PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series X and S.
Okay, cool.
That's correct.
That's correct.
So
yeah.
like I've been saying for the past 6 months, probably all year, I've been saying it. Time to get y'all money up. Got to get that PS5 or that Game Pass or Xbox Series X, Series XS. Get your money up. Ain't no excuses now. Or just build yourself a nice PC. It don't even take you that much. It does like the same amount that you can get a pre-built actually that could run as good as a console for, less than $1,000.
Yeah.
If people want to learn more, how can they learn more about this game?
Go to exodusgame.com. But the other thing I'd mention too is that if people really want to be connected to what we're doing, we've got a founders program we're setting up here from tonight, where you can sign up and give us an email, and we'll keep you updated on what's going on with the game.
Say
We'll
less.
also give you some amazing in-game rewards, which include some unique.
We're gonna do that right now.
Unique items that the players can wear and be proud to be part of. In particular with the travelers and the group that you join as the player. So we're excited for players to enjoy that too.
Cool. Well, Exodus looks and sounds very cool. Congrats on the announcement, and thanks so much for stopping by IGN.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Oh, so you can sign up. So we definitely gonna join that. Yeah. All right, here we go. So we signed up. So we're gonna get our exclusive shit. So lead the fight for salvation, confront time dilation, and make massive choices. Okay. So this game is gonna be a lot. By becoming the founder, you join the Exodus game via opt-in by March 31st, 2024. That's probably around when the game will launch. All founders will receive a Founders Exodus Age spacesuit. Age spacesuits carry the Founders Patch to 9, identifying you as an early founder. Refer 3 or more friends, get an additional in-game reward, the Traveler's Cloak, and you must be a legal resident of the United States to participate in this program. Refer a friend. All right. I'll put my referral link in the description or something like that, so y'all could join up off of my shit. So yeah. So this game is cool. Can't wait to see it, and it's going to be dope. So you guys let me know what you think about this. You think it's going to be a dope game? The gameplay that we saw in the other trailer, if you go back to my other game, it shows some gameplay at the end. It looked like Returnal, Mass Effect kind of vibes, more so Mass Effect kind of vibes. So yeah, so y'all let me know what y'all think, all right? So y'all already know the vibes. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. It's your boy JusticeXFalls, and we out. One.